Lunch with Leah, episode 411. Here's Leah.
Don't ever say that we're not organized. We do
We're just
everything
putting on
at
your
the
mic.
last minute. Because we're busy around here. Because you guys are ordering so much product. We're having a nervous breakdown, but we got it all out. It's going to be there before Christmas. If you get your orders in by when, Jason, to get there by Christmas?
The 16th.
The 16th. Oh, my God. Get them in. Go to leahblack.com. All right. Welcome to my podcast. The one that's world-renowned, in the top 2 or 3 in the world. It's all over, global. It's huge. So one of my million listeners, listen in. So what's going on? Well, it got cold. And, the dog's here. I was like, what do I do with the dog? There's so much going on.
He's on the couch.
He's sleeping on the couch.
These people are nuts. I'm taking a nap.
He's taking a nap. It got so cold. We had to put the jackets on the dogs last night, and they went out, and it was freezing.
Yeah.
And Freda, if you could see Freda, I should have taken a picture. She is wearing a hat, a scarf, a sweater, a jacket, sweatpants, socks, those legging things, and boots. That is what she's wearing in the kitchen.
Did you do a video of her this week?
No,
Because
I
somebody
didn't.
commented on, it must have been an older
No, it must
video.
have been an older one. But she was dressed like a blizzard, and I was like, it's cool, but it's not. It's just hilarious. And in the kitchen, the air conditioning was like at 75. So on top of that, and then they were all cooking in there. They're all in there just cooking. RJ and I just have to leave and go. I have to go feed him breakfast somewhere because they're all cooking, but it's not like a normal family cooking breakfast. It's like stripe, or what's that stuff? The gut's cooking over there, and the plantains over there, depending on what country.
The chitlins.
The chitlins, depending on what country they're from. They've got a new concoction going, and I'm afraid to eat any of it. Who knows what's in that stuff? Anyway, so the dogs are wearing their jackets, and I had to take it off so we could pee and put it back on. It was cute on them, though. And the other dogs all had their jackets on. And then Freda asked if we thought she should buy online. She gets these catalogs about selling. She buys everything. She's a Jimmy Swaggart. If she would send him money if I let her. And she saw these booties for dogs in the catalog, and she's pointing to them going, she wants them for the dogs. I'm like, you're not buying the dog's boots. It gets cold one day out of the year in Florida. And those dogs, you think you can take a dog that's 4 or 5 years old and get them to start wearing boots?
Were they Versace?
They were Versace. James would buy them and make them into Christmas ornaments, I swear. That's what I did with all Roy's cufflinks. I bought him all these expensive cufflinks all these years. I bought him David Webb and Tiffany and all the expensive cufflinks every year. That would be like a gift because he doesn't want anything or anything. He never wore them all, so I went and had them all made into earrings, clip-on earrings. They look fabulous on me. Okay, so, we're doing our holiday gift wrapping. I guess you all know by now. RJ, you could turn the air down 1 temperature, honey. It's a little hot over here. That if you order something and you specify you want it gift wrapped, we'll make it gift wrapped. Oh, hand me that one right there. I'll give you an idea what it's going to look like if you're on Facebook. This is just one product, but we're doing a duo and a trio, and you get an idea of what it's going to look like. And we'll send it with a card on it, and you can make it to who you want, or we'll fill it out for you and mail it directly. But isn't that great? So you can just do all your stocking stuffers. If you have an office, you want to give everybody something, and we make this deal. And if you want something that's not specified in the special, and you just email us, we can make up the package however you want it, to be honest with you. We are everything for the customer service here.
It's great, though, for stocking stuffers and the Hanukkah gifts and everything.
Yeah, everything. And by the way, Sandy said the warehouse in Texas is hopping too. So we're just taking the leftovers. But we're doing all the holiday wrapping here because Jason has exquisite hands for tying these little things. I have exquisite hands for if I like the way it looks or not. And then I'm like, okay, that's how I like, do it.
The hands to snatch.
Yeah, I'm not. I can barely wrap the tissue on the paper and get it straight. Okay, what else going on? Oh, I want to thank you all for your orders because we had a Thanksgiving Give Thanks specials. Then we had Black Friday specials. Then we had
Cyber Monday. Small Business Saturday.
Oh, Small Business Saturday. And then we had Cyber Monday. And then we didn't do Give Thanks Tuesday because we figured we had burned you guys out. But it is Give Thanks Tuesday yesterday. So if you wanted to give thanks, you can order. But anyway, the orders came piling in. We're so happy. And the testimonials are phenomenal. I really appreciate the testimonials. They're so good. I mean, you got to go to Instagram and read these testimonials. It's on my account, Leah Black.
And we have the page set up on the website now, too, with all
Oh, you do?
the testimonials
Oh,
as well,
finally.
so
Good. That's good. So we have a lot of them on there?
there are quite a few on there.
You're going to add them all.
And yes, it's an ongoing project.
But we're going to put them all on there.
For sure.
Yeah, the more we have, the better. And, so they're really great.
And they can go there and leave them as well, I believe.
Yeah, go on there and leave your testimonials. I love these testimonials. I mean, some of these people are saying remarkable things. The bags under my eyes are gone. The lines around my eyes are gone. My husband's now using the product. My daughter doesn't have the pimples. I mean, we're getting incredible testimonials from you guys, so thank you. So now, I don't know if we're going to get this or not. We're working on it. But for 2 years, we've been working on trying to get 1,000 milligrams of CBD in an oil for your lips and any fine lines and the chest area. Actually, you could use it anywhere, but that's what we're designing it for. If we get that at the first year, it'll be a little expensive because it's 1,000 milligrams, but it'll last you forever. It'll be in an eyedropper. So we're working on that. 1,000 milligrams of CBD, pure CBD with stabilizer, is huge. I mean, that would be huge.
Great.
I might even think about putting that under my tongue. I'm going to find out if it would hurt. Because the internal stuff you buy is so expensive. Anyway, so now when I go to LA at the end of next week, RJ and I are going first, and Roy's coming a few days later. So this is what I decided to do with the Christmas tree. So last year, I used to have a 20-foot tree up in Miami. And the hairdresser reminded me yesterday. Yeah, I do get a hairdresser. I know it doesn't show. Reminded me yesterday that one year my 20-foot tree or 21-foot tree started falling over in the ballroom. RJ was a kid, and Al was living at the house then. And so he and I kept adding ornaments and adding ornaments and adding ornaments, like at 11 o'clock at night. We added so many ornaments to the tree, and because the tree was kind of up against the wall on one side, obviously we put too many ornaments on one side and on the other, and that 21-foot tree started falling on us. And he and I were screaming to the top of our lungs, "Roy, help! Roy, help!" Of course, Roy's sleeping. So we laid the thing down in the ballroom on its side, and then the next day we had to hoist it up, and then we put ropes, monofilament ropes that you couldn't see, on the wall, and every wall, and held so that it couldn't fall in any direction.
It's like the freaking Rockefeller tree.
Well, it took scaffolds to get it up.
Well,
we had to have scaffolds to even get the damn thing up. So we did that for how many years?
He was calling like New York, asking them if she could borrow them in. The Rockefeller tree.
I mean, I had the Rockefeller tree in my house, and so I was like, this is just too much. And we would get the scaffolds, and then I would hire the guy who's great. What was his name, Jason? He was so fantastic, and he did all the lights, and it would take him 3 or 4 days to do. What was his name?
Eddie, wasn't it?
Ellie. He's a great florist, and he would do his weddings and everything. He and his team would spend a couple of days doing. We did every single leaf on the tree had to have lights on it, on the upside, on the top, and on the bottom. So when you're looking up, that took 2 to 3 days with scaffolds. Then we had a storage room full of ornaments. I probably have more ornaments than the Z Gallery, okay? And we did all then we did all the ribbon. I mean, this was the biggest thing you've ever seen, but then we never had anybody over to see it. So one year I said, I'll have a Christmas party. So we had a Christmas party a couple of times, but that tree became so exhausting. So when we started going to LA, by the way, you have to order it 6 months in advance, put a reserve on it. It had to be a certain kind of tree with a certain kind of leaf because I wanted the leaves spread out so we get more lights on it, more stuff on it, and on and on and on and on. And we layered it. We started the ornaments at the base, and we worked our way out with big, medium, little, and then dropping. And oh my God. It was the biggest thing, and we have pictures of it. I mean, it really should have been award-winning. I don't know why we didn't enter the contest. So now, I go last year, the first time I did a Christmas tree in LA, I did one of those silver foil ones and just put a few ornaments on it, put some lights on it, and it was small, and it was just a little festive. So last year, I said, I'm going to put up a decent-sized tree. So the ceiling was 14 feet. So I got a 14-foot tree and put it up, and then we left from Thanksgiving to Christmas. Well, it has to be watered every day.
Right, it
had to
dries
get
up.
somebody to water it every day. Then in the meantime, when the damn things fall apart, see, here I'm spoiled. I leave the house, I leave the list, I come home, it's done. Well, I was having to deal with it. You have to take all that stuff off, then cut the tree, pile it up to get it out the door, and then clean up this enormous mess. And then I started reading about cutting these Christmas trees are not good for the environment. So I decided I'm going to get a tree this year that goes with the house. So I wanted to get it all gold because I thought if I did the whole thing in gold and white, it would be so gorgeous in my house with the gold chandelier and the gold mirror and the gold this and that. And so I was thinking I'm not going to be able to get one. I'm going to have to buy one and then improvise and spray it. But I really wanted a gold foil one or whatever. I walk in Z Gallery, they got a damn 7-foot tree.
Yep.
So guess what I'm doing? I bought 2 of them because I'm going to piece them together and make it 14 feet. And I told the maintenance man, first I went down and looked at it. The center pole's the same all the way up, so that's not a problem. But it's going to be it's not going to be even on the edges. So I'm going to then have to bend the foil and cut it to make it symmetrical, And then once I do all that, I'm going to number the pieces so we know how to put it next year. And then I'm going to load it up with gold and this and that. And then it won't need watering. But the problem with it is this: I've got to use a real professional stand, because if I go from a 7-foot tree to a 14-foot tree, that stand's probably not going to hold it. So that's what I'm going to do when I get there. And then I started thinking, I wish I had a place that when it was finished, I could just take it the way it is and then store it and then just pull it out instead of taking it apart every year. So I have to figure out, and I found this place in my house that if I take this wall out, that I could put it behind this wall, and then I could just put the wall back up. So then what they'd have to do every year is just cut out a piece of the wall, pull it out, and put the drywall back. But that would be easier than putting the tree together again. Can you believe it? I'm just crazy. When I first married Roy, I had the bed made so gorgeous. And I said, you can't sit on the bed. You can't lay on the bed. The bed's to look at. He goes, well, where are we going to sleep? I go, I have a bed order that's going to roll out, that's going to be under the real bed, the pretty bed. So we're going to roll it out and sleep on the bed, the roll-out bed, and leave the bed all the time, and then just put it back under there. He threw the biggest fit.
I bet he did.
And I was like, you never have an opinion about anything. Why is this bothering you? And finally, I just had to cancel the order and now I had to make the bed every day. But it was so gorgeous, and I just didn't want to disrupt it, And I thought, isn't this brilliant? You just roll it out, and then you just roll it back. Doesn't that make great sense to you? If you have a good mattress and everything, what difference does it make? No, he wouldn't go for it anyway. That's that. So I'll probably have some parties in LA. Oh, Lord. I already asked Jeff if he could come. And he said, yeah, New Year's Eve, he can get a nanny. I said, we better start working on it now. And I'm going to get the girls. I'll get everybody that's in town. That's the problem. A lot of people aren't in town. But, Brendan and Julie, they always go to Massachusetts and everything. And they said it's so cold and miserable there that they think they're going to not go during Christmas. They're just going to go at another time. Nothing worse than traveling during the holidays. It is horrible.
Thank you.
The lines, the people, if you can avoid it. That's why we didn't stay in Texas during Thanksgiving. We left 2 days before. We just didn't want to have to go there and just to stay 1 or 2 extra days, put up with the travel getting back. I need my own plane. Yeah. You guys need to buy some more products. Now, Thursday night, what'd you guys buy during Cyber Friday and during Cyber Monday and all Friday and all that stuff? I couldn't buy anything because I went on my phone for guilt and I put in the password and it was Jason's password again and I couldn't get on there. So I said, I probably saved money not being able to get on there. Then James sends me a link to Versace. I could have bought everything on that link.
Yeah.
But you know what the problem is? You have to try the things on there.
Yep.
And I don't have any way to try them on. I mean, there were some shoes, there were 2 or 3 pair I would have loved to have had, but I'm not going to schlep down over there to try them on, and they only had them in 1 or 2 sizes. And then when you order online, they only, they have the sizes 20, 38, 40, 42, 44, 46. Well, they were out of everything but like the 44. I don't even know what a 44 is. I don't even buy clothes anymore. So I was like, I don't even know what size. So I just gave up on that. But I know you guys, they say people spend an average of $424 over that weekend, the average consumer. That's a lot.
Cyber Monday, the online consumers spent $11 million a minute all day. It was
Really?
a $9.8 billion day.
On Monday?
On Monday.
God, I thought we did good. We ourselves.
$11 million a minute.
We didn't even make the chart. Oh my God, that's huge. Oh, I should just have one of those hours.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And Thanksgiving Day was huge too. And over 80% of the The purchases were all made on mobile devices,
Yeah.
not on desktops.
Yeah.
And they said that the majority of the people completed their, I think something like 70% of the people say they finished their shopping over this last 4 days.
I didn't buy one thing,
Yeah,
but I would have if I could have gotten online. But I just hate to shop online. I like to feel and touch. And now I did send out holiday gifts online. Those are easy because you send like easy stuff. Last year I sent
Plus skincare.
yeah, I can send skincare. Last year I sent. Did I send the coffee cups last year, Jason, or what did I send?
Yeah, last year we had the Trump
Oh no, the
mugs.
coffee. Oh no, the balls.
And the Christmas
the
balls.
balls that said FUCK Trump,
Yeah.
and then I sent the little cups that said. I can't believe I wake up every day.
I can't believe I wake up every morning and Trump
he's
is still president.
Oh,
Well,
God. I hope you guys watch the hearings
There's
today.
some people commenting on it.
Watch
Joanna
the hearings.
Barraza says, yay, it's been a busy month. Finally caught you live again. Impeachment hearings have begun. Republicans are trying to stall and interrupt. Yeah, they're doing that vote thing where they keep, every single one of them keeps asking for them to bring forward the whistleblower, and then they have to do a vote.
Yeah, that's
so they're
just
just
a stunt.
stalling.
And you know what? They know better. The whistleblower is protected by a law signed by many of them.
Exactly.
They signed the law that a whistleblower is protected so that they don't get revenge, death threats, retribution, fired from their job. It's an incentive for people that see wrongdoing to come forward and still be protected. And they keep wanting the whistleblower. What they won't acknowledge is everything the whistleblower said was happening. They've brought professional people in to testify that it's happening. So the whistleblower doesn't need anything. That's like if I call the fire department to put out the fire and they put out the fire, they don't need me as a witness. I just called them.
Right.
I didn't have anything to do
just
with
made
it.
them aware
I just
of it.
made you aware of it. It's just so full of it. I can't.
Susan Cylinder says, I bought two things, one for me and one for my dog. And she bought one of the Icebox gold handbags because she posted a beautiful picture of it as well.
And you know what? Those bags, when you go out at night, you just need your lipstick, your eyeglasses, and a powder puff, maybe but they're so gorgeous, and we're selling them basically at cost because I had them all custom made, and we just haven't put any emphasis on them. But when people walk in the showroom, they just ooh and ah and razzle dazzle because we have the spotlights on them and they're by them. But over online, people don't readily buy them for the same reason I just said, because you like to see and feel and touch. But I can tell you these are top quality. When you feel them, the inside of them, the way they're lined, the way they're customized, each one of the stones are put in by hand, they're gorgeous. And we're selling them really below cost because I had them made in India, a lot of them. I had some made in New York, but we got the fabric in one place and then had them made in another place and put a stone on it in another place. So you won't probably see anything real close to these bags out there. So Thursday night, RJ and I are going to take the train to Fort Lauderdale because he's taking a landmark education training course in leadership and something, and it's on Thursday nights. And it took him an hour to an hour and a half to get there, and an hour to an hour and a half to get back in the car with the traffic the last two times he went. So I said I'll go with him on the train the first time, and then he'll know how to go on the train. But I just can't let him sit in that traffic for 2 hours, and I had to have an Uber driver do it. You know how much that costs?
I mean, it would cost you as much as a plane ticket.
And exactly. You know what? You could fly there.
I'm serious.
And then Roy was like, well, it's not worth driving in there and waiting 2.5 hours. I'm like, you know what? I'll go on the train with him. I'll drop him off at the place. I'll sit and do my emails and my reading and my stuff for 2 hours or whatever, 2.5 hours, and come back with him. It's not the end of the world. To get ready to go around the block, it's like, we're going to the moon again? I mean, he can't go past the Gables to the restaurant. Even our friends that want to go to dinner, they always end it by saying, we will come to you. Because they already know the answer is no if they don't live in the neighborhood. It's pathetic. Same thing in LA. I'm the opposite. I get in the car, I would drive. I've driven to Texas by myself twice. I've driven from Texas to California by myself 2 or 3 times. It doesn't bother me. So I'm watching The Voice. No spoilers. I don't know, was it on last night? I watched Monday night. I don't think it was on last night, though. But it should be on again next Monday night. But every year, I'm going to tell you the truth, every year I've picked the top 4. Yeah. I've almost picked the top 1 and 2 almost every year. This year, I'm telling you, the competition is deep and wide. And it's going to, I think I know who the top 4 are going to be, but it could go in a lot of different directions. There's a whole lot of competition this year. I mean, I hope all these people get record contracts and management and get out there because they're all so super talented. I think the one with the actually most beautiful tone and most beautiful voice is that 16-year-old little girl on Blake's team. Her name is Kat something. I think she has the most gorgeous tone of all of them. She did Danny Boy one time, and it was just, I mean, you literally bring you to tears. But I'm not sure she's going to make it, only because it's a specific kind of music, you know, specific kind of voice where they like the big entertainers and the big showboaters. So those people razzle dazzle and dance the stage and light up and all that. She isn't that. She's just the one that stands there with the voice. It speaks for itself. But there's just so much competition. But I have a feeling that, you know, the country and western person always makes it, so they'll be one of them. If they don't split the vote. Maybe there's two of them. Maybe they'll split the vote. Anyway, what else? Oh, RJ got me watching this damn TV series called Black Mirror. Have you watched it? Have you watched it?
I've watched some of it, yes.
Have you watched it, Jason?
It's on Netflix.
It's exhausting and stressful, and and I hate the endings. I haven't been to watched one of them that I like the endings because they don't really like. I hate something that doesn't end. I want a bow on it, you know, and I don't like the way they do that in Europe a lot. But anyway, it's just the wildest thing. I don't know how he heard about it, but a lot of people are watching it.
Oh, no, it's one of Netflix top shows. And not only that, they released a movie that was a spinoff of the actual show that was, when you watch it, you can pick different scenes, like the direction the movie goes.
Oh, you can?
So you can actually,
like,
it's very cool. It's an
ending scene.
Yeah, it's an interactive thing where you choose, like, does this person do this or this? And then based on what they do, it changes the whole storyline.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I also noticed Jodie Foster directed one of them. I mean,
Jonathan Addy's just writing right here. He says, Black Mirror is amazing. Did you see the one with the virtual reality? So that's what.
There's just so weird. The one that really caught me, though, was the one where the mother, I won't give away the line, but where the mother implanted the thing in the daughter's head, and then, oh, God, and then she followed the daughter, and then she gave it up. There's just so many. Yeah. Oh, yes, last night the one we watched kept me awake. I'm like, I can't watch this late at night. It's too stressful. So Joan Collins is selling her stuff on, you said where?
It's JoanCollinsShop.com, I think, or something like that. But she's selling it for charity. She's donating.
So let's go on that site when we're done here and see if there's anything on there.
She's got autographed copies of some of the Dynasty scripts for like $100, and
none of that would be
and the jewelry and some of her
jewelry might be.
Some of the looks, the hats and stuff she wore on Dynasty.
Yeah, she's probably selling them. Nobody's wearing them anymore.
Yeah,
I did an infomercial with her in Baden-Baden, Germany, and it was in I don't know, the lobby of a hotel or something. We had a big fireplace and a big gorgeous set. She would go up to her room on every break and come down. She had to have the same clothes on because it was the same infomercial and the hair had to be the same. She would come down. She had a young boyfriend at the time. In between every set with a different full-length fur coat. She had at least 4 fur coats.
Probably.
And then after it was over, she had her boots and her big fur coat. She and her boyfriend walked blocks, whatever, in Baden-Baden. It's kind of a cute little city. And they walked down the street towards the restaurant. And that fur coat, I just remember, I was like, she wasn't really playing a part in Dynasty. She really lives that way. I mean,
that's pretty much, she is Alexis.
A little intimidating. So there was that. And then I also got the Elizabeth Taylor's got the, what do you call it? An auction bracelet and earrings and necklace on Christie's. Is it Christie's or Sotheby's? Christie's right now. I'm following that bracelet because this woman called me, was on Jeff Lewis Live, and said, I have this jewelry of Elizabeth Taylor's and I was interested in it, and she sent me pictures. But then with the price she wanted versus what I thought it was worth, even with the pedigree, didn't match, and I didn't want to try to talk her out of it because she really wants to make money. She needs to make the money. So I said, I put her up with this guy at Christie's. I said, look, go to Christie's, get appraisals, get people bidding, and I hope you make $1 million, But if it doesn't sell or it comes in at a really low price, I'll buy one piece. So I'm watching the bracelet because that's the one piece that I don't already have or would wear. But, I didn't want to try to get her down on the price. I wanted her to get the most she could get. So let's see if she gets it. I hope she does. And I don't really want to bid because I don't want to run up the bidding against myself. But the real reason I want to bid is if she doesn't sell it for a premium, I'd rather buy it directly from her so she doesn't have to pay Christie's a huge 17% seller's premium, and then I have to pay a 70% buyer's premium. I'd rather let her make the money. She's trying to get the money together. She's an older woman, and she's very sweet. I never met her, but anyway, I met her through Jeff Lewis's radio show, which, by the way, will be on the week of like the 22nd or 3rd, that week of Christmas one day. Yay! We can gossip about Jeff. Okay. Oh, here we go. Ask Leah anything. Well, let's go. Let's see Jeff Lewis on the first sentence. Thoughts on Jeff admitting to People magazine on his radio show he's a functioning alcoholic. Will it cause custody issues? Well, number one, Jeff is very dramatic. He is not a functioning alcoholic, and he is not an alcoholic. He has a red wine and a cocktail pretty much every day. And that's it. And sometimes he doesn't even have that. If he was dieting, he didn't do that, or if he's working and busy and didn't do that. So that's just, and he's embellished and exaggerated. Now, he thinks probably that he's a functioning alcoholic because 2 drinks a day to him is a lot, because he used to just probably have 1 glass of wine or something. But he doesn't have a drinking problem. I'm telling you, he doesn't have a problem. Maybe he drinks, but you know what? What's wrong with drinking in the privacy of your home? You put the little girl goes to sleep at 7 o'clock at night. He has his a little martini at 7, and then he has a glass of wine at 8, and then he goes to bed. So, you know, Jeff, I'm going to have to teach you some things. But yeah, I think they'll use it against him in the custody case, because they're going to be grasping to use everything against him. But at the end of the day, he's going to probably wind up getting whatever he gets anyway in the custody case. So there's that. But, you know, his perception and then who he really is are kind of 2 different things. Even though that side of him is real and true and raw, there's another whole side of him, and he's completely different when he's just like hanging out. So there, unless of course you push one of his buttons. Okay, that was from USA 5127. KWIN 29, what are my thoughts about Tamara, Shannon, and Kelly's issue going on in RHOC? Well, I haven't followed it that closely. So James, what are they fighting about? Tamara,
it's just, you know,
Kelly and Cannon.
They're fighting over silly, stupid stuff. Okay. I mean, but they are really fighting. And then, you know, throw Vicky in the mix, and her and Kelly have issues. And
well, Kelly and Vicky, I have to tell you on that one, Vicky was below the belt and out of line by insinuating that Kelly does drugs. Kelly doesn't do drugs. I know Kelly, and she does not do drugs. And she's got a daughter, 14, 13-year-old daughter. That is below the belt to me. So that I thought that was wrong. Mm-hmm. Now, I think Kelly's taken it to a whole new level. But I also think those girls putting it out there that she had this sex train, which I thought they were riding the train like we're going to Fort Lauderdale train, until I figured the light went on, I figured it all out. But I think that was wrong too. So I think Kelly's combative, but they know how to push her buttons, and they push it, you know, but she defends herself. I don't really have a problem with people defending themselves. What I have a problem with is people lying. I don't like the liars. If it's real and organic and true, okay, but if it's lying just to get camera time or to try to, you know, I don't like that. Laura, I love your skincare, Laura PG3. Will you do a sunscreen? Can you recommend one? Well, isn't that interesting? So, yes, we're working on a sunscreen right now, and ideally we will have it before the spring. But the CBD sunscreen is a complex, complicated formulation, and we have to do testing, and we have to do focus groups, and we have to do clinical studies, and we have to really make sure whatever claims we make are true. But I'm trying to do 50 SPF and a 50 CBD combination. So that we're working on. Empty nest household. That's going to be me in about a month. I loved watching you on your charity events. Your house is beautiful. Will there be another Miami Housewives? I think the fat lady's saying. I don't think so. I'd be surprised, but listen, what do I know? I'm always the last to know everything. That's so funny. Those girls always accused me of being the one that did everything, started everything, reported everything, put everything in the press. I was always the last one to know, because I'm running around working, running a charity, raising a kid, got a husband, traveling. I have time to keep up with it all. And then something would come out, and then, oh, she did. I was like, wow, if I had all this power, who knew? It's hilarious. Oh, God. Tracy Hyden, I just received my 4 gorgeous handbags and ordered your eye cream for the 3rd time. Oh, thank you, Tracy. I love them, and thank you so much. I love those handbags that she ordered. They're flat, they're day crossovers with jeans, or after 5. You can use them as a clutch. She brought the Twinkle Twinkle and the Twinkle. They're just gorgeous, and I love them.
And they start at $45. That's a very reasonable price for them, so you can get it. Yeah.
Yeah, those, I mean, we probably just covered the cost of the crystals. Tracy Hayden, I just received, oh yeah, that's you. Okay, leahblack.com. Oh, here, we're going to tell them. Use Holiday 2019 for 50% off the CBD skincare products and the Sudden Youth Lift Complete Facial, which is 8 to 10 masks. You know what? The mask, people don't usually just take the plunge because they think, oh, it's a mask, it's a big deal. It's not. You put it on 10 minutes, take it off. But once they try it, they're hooked.
They're hooked on it.
And they use it more than once a week. You need it once or twice, but I know people that are using it every day. And one lady told me she went to a class reunion and people thought she'd had a facelift. So there, and then we have the pre-wrapped holiday gifts. Remember that? And free shipping on orders over $50. And we're going to extend the handbag promotion because people have been emailing and saying that they didn't have time to get their holiday wardrobe together and they didn't want to know which bag they were going to get and we held a special for them. So we'll just hold that over for another several days anyway.
Okay, we've got some comments coming in.
Okay.
Everyone's saying hello and you look beautiful. Susan Slender loves her handbags. She also said she would pay to take a look at Elizabeth Taylor's jewels.
Oh, go to that Sotheby's. I mean, Christie's, and look at what she's got on there. But I went to the actual Elizabeth Taylor auction in New York, and I had my paddle up 100 times, and I didn't get anything because everything went for 10 times what it was worth. If this woman would have put those pieces in that auction, but she didn't want to part with them then because Elizabeth left them to her personally, she would have gotten 20 times what she's going to get now.
Suzanne also says, I can't watch RHOC, Housewives of OC.
Really?
She says it's no one is likable in her opinion. Roz Brechner says he misses Jeff on Flipping Out.
I miss Jeff on Flipping Out.
And
I miss the whole crew that he had on Flipping Out.
Joanna Barraza, well, I'll ask this one first. Raquel Glitch says, if I could get a dime every time someone asks you if there's going to be a new Miami Housewives, I'd be rich.
Me too! I agree with you.
And then Joanna...
But this is so funny because all the girls always thought I was the one that made sure the show was canceled. I didn't have anything to do with any of it. I think they canceled it because the two of them were threatening lawsuits as part of it and the others were liars.
Yep.
So that's why I think they canceled it.
Joanna Barraza says, what are your thoughts and feelings on Bloomberg entering the presidential race? Do you feel he will be one of the front runners or able to win over the swing states?
That is an interesting question. You know, personally, what I know is if he were president, he would run a tight ship and the country would be ran well and we could all sleep at night and the drama would be over. And he has good judgment and makes good decisions.
And he can bring people together,
and
too.
I could care less about bringing them together.
Yeah,
let those 25% of those deplorable Trumpsters go, let them take their Medicare, let them take all the stuff they're going to take for them. Now they're taking their food stamps.
Yeah.
I'm done with them. I'm not in this camp of kumbaya anymore. If you don't see what Trump's doing by now and you're still a Trumper, there's nothing to say to you. But in any event, I know he would make a great president. Now, do I think he's electable? Well, here are the pros and cons. One, I think he waited too late. I think he should have gotten in earlier. I think he's getting in now because he's concerned that the party's going to go too far to the left, and if we go too far to the left, we will not win. And I agree with him on that. I don't think we will win if we go too far to the left. I think we've got to go moderate, get back on course, and then you can gradually put your progressive agenda in if you're for it. And I think the perception that he's buying the election is not good for him. On the other hand, when you've made $40 billion and you're willing to spend your money to try to save the country from a tyrant and a demagogue, God bless you. We should be giving thanks because even if he doesn't win and even if he doesn't get the nomination and even if he goes away, the education that he will provide to the average person on the street about the damage that Trump is doing and what the possibilities of the country are is money well spent. So I don't really begrudge him for that. But it isn't really fair because he can go out and do 3 times the amount of ad in a city that someone else can't, and it costs them, they can't raise that kind of money. So it's not really a fair playing field. But nothing in America is fair.
No.
Everything, you get the best lawyer you can afford, you get the best doctor you can afford. We're a country of capitalists and entrepreneurs, and you get the best everything you can afford. If you can afford a great car, you get a great car. If not, you drive a junker. That's just life. So we have to get over that. We can either be a capitalist society or a socialist society. If you want to get a capitalist society, you got to take the good with the bad. So I'm not sure that he could get the nomination. I think he'd make a great president. I don't necessarily think it's Fair that he can buy his way in. On the other hand, I don't hold that against him because I think his intentions are to do the best he can to try to save us all from this tyrant. At the end of the day, no matter who, vote blue. That's that. Yeah. Next.
Nancy Carver says any change is good change.
Any just normalcy.
Yes, exactly.
Good. Do you see Trump now throwing temper tantrums at the damn summit? Throwing temper tantrums because they were all sitting around laughing about it.
Yeah, he pulled out of all of his meetings today.
Yeah, did you see what they were laughing about him making?
The world's laughing at us, all right.
Everyone's laughing at him, and he's going to now pull out of his meetings and take his ball and go home. Can I tell you something? They are all thrilled to death that he pulled out. They don't want to sit there and listen to an uninformed, ignorant Archie Bunker pontificate about everything and deny climate change. Yesterday they asked him about climate change. I want the cleanest air and the cleanest water. He doesn't get that the cleanest air and the cleanest water has nothing to do with climate change.
Right.
It might have to do with emissions and other things that contribute to climate change. It's like the weather. He thinks the weather is climate. Oh, it's in New York. It's snowing. The planet's not getting hotter. No. Guy is a doofus, okay? He's the Archie Bunker of our time. Okay, go ahead.
Michael Sean says, we are going to have to take our little 5-second break here shortly, but Michael Sean says, hey, Leah, did you see Joanna and Lisa had babies around the same time? Have you spoken to either of them?
I did. Didn't I send a gift to Lisa?
Yes.
I think I did. Jason, didn't I send Lisa a gift? Lisa Hoxie, which had the baby. I sent a gift. Yeah. And Joanna texted me yesterday, when are you going to be in LA? We have to get together. I want you to see the baby. I already have a gift for her, which reminds me I need to get a better gift. Yeah, we sent Lisa a flower arrangement, and I've got a gift for Joanna, and I will see her when I'm in LA.
Those kids are too cute.
They are
I follow
cute.
Lisa on her Instagram stories, and I mean her little brother. He just loves his little sister.
They're so cute.
It's adorable to watch them. So yeah, okay, we're gonna take our 5-second commercial break real quick.
RJ, honey, bring me my water that's sitting on my desk over there, please. I'm dying.
And we're back.
Well, in royal news, Queen Elizabeth, there are rumors flying around, she's 93 now, that at age 95 she's going to abdicate the throne to her son, Charles.
In the next 9 months, I read something like that.
I interpreted it that for the last 9 months she's been contemplating it. But anyway, whatever. And apparently, he's the one that, you just hand it, honey. He's the one that, thank you, sweetie, that, look at my bottle of water. He's the one that it took care of all the fallout from the idiot that went on and did the interview against his public relations advice, who quit because he did the interview. Andrew. The one married to the wife that got her toes sucked, remember?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, honest to God, it's too much. I mean, I'm sure that, and then apparently Camilla is appalled and embarrassed by him and holding a grudge and mad at Prince Andrew. And I can get people being in the royal family being upset. I just can't get her being upset. The mistress in chief is upset that he's a womanizer. I mean, okay, whatever, Camilla. You'll be wearing the crown, but you'll never have the title, honey. And then, so let's see what happens. I hope that, I wish the Queen would stay. I wish they'd get her some stem cell and she'd just stay alive another 20 years. I think she's so fabulous.
Her and Ruth Gator.
She's just so fabulous. Her and Ruth, they got to stay alive. We got to keep them alive. Anybody's got anything to donate to them, like a liver, lungs, kidneys, stem cells,
I saw
do
a bumper sticker the other day. This is, I'll give my life if RGB can live another 20 years.
Oh, I know. They're both just iconic women. Now, listen to this. Harrods in London. Everybody that's ever been to London's been to Harrods, I think. I could be wrong. And remember when Diana and Dodi, what's his name, Hyatt, were killed, they had a candle there and like a whole memorial thing to them there. And it was a tourist thing, and everyone's been to Harrods. Okay. So this year, to get to Harrods, to get to see Santa Claus, you have to spend $2,500. Oh my gosh. It's hilarious. Now this is a difference in me.
Are they underwriting the fee for the salary for Santa?
I mean, this is a difference in. I guess they're using it to get people to spend more money. But But this is what I think. I think that they should have Santa see the poorest people that can't afford to buy at Harrods.
Exactly.
And let them see Santa. And all these rich bitches that can spend $2,500 on a pair of shoes and their kid picture of Santa can go down to Toys R Us or one of the other Santas or on the street. They can hire their own Santa.
Who's the photographer? Herb Ritz?
I don't think that's fair. I mean, that is just so, that's embarrassing. I don't know. I mean, the Brits are very, upper lip. I don't know that they'll say anything, but I think it's horrible because to me, they should make Santa available at Harrods with a little box of toys or candies for every poor kid that came in there. And in fact, in order to get in there, you should obviously look like you're poor. Be poor. You shouldn't be coming in there dropped in Chanel and Hermes and getting in front of the line to see Santa Claus. What's the world coming to? Apparently, back to royalty, the film The Crown, season 3, they're saying, you guys watched it, right?
I've got one episode left.
Did you watch it? Okay, well, apparently they're saying that they did Princess Anne dirty. So I don't know. I haven't watched it yet. I can't wait to watch it.
I am finding it not... It's still good, but I've struggled.
Compared to what it was.
I've struggled with this season more than the first two.
Yeah, the first two were so good. Yeah. It's hard to keep that bar.
The acting's great and everything like that.
What do you think, Jason?
The stories have been
season?
A little off.
I'm obsessed with it too. I love it. But apparently they did Princess Anne dirty.
Well, I'm going to tell you, it's very interesting because I noticed like on Netflix on my television, when I launch that app, it shows me like what's trending. And a lot of times it shows what's trending on the platform. And The Crown has not trended up in the top 3 since they launched it.
But you know what?
3 weeks ago.
It takes people a while to get into it. Like us, we want to watch it. We just haven't gotten to it yet. What was the one that's on now that everyone's talking about with De Niro and...
yes, it got all the rewards yesterday.
Oh, it did? What's the name of that one?
The Irishman.
The Irishman.
Yes.
I'm wanting to watch that one.
Yes.
So I've got to watch that.
They gave Best Director to Quentin Tarantino for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but the Best Movie and Film went to The Irishman.
Which awards, though?
It's the what is the? No. It's the Hollywood.
Yeah, it's an industry
award. It's a big industry
award.
But yeah.
Well, anyway, so then the Queen came out and gave her condolences to the stabbing of the 2 people that were stabbed from that idiot. And did you see all that? So the one guy gets the fire hose. Another guy works in a restaurant. He gets this, I guess, an artifact off the wall of a elephant tusk, and they go after the guy. The guy has a bomb vest on, but it turns out that it's fake, thank God. And they subdue him and hold him down till the cops get there. But in the meantime, he stabbed 2 people. So the Queen said that they were heroes and gave her condolences to the 2 victims. And the victims, one of them was just a young guy that just graduated college and had been working for the last few years trying to do recidivism and prison reform and giving people second chances, and they killed him. The guy had a second chance. This is a guy that was in jail for 7 years out of 15 that was wearing an ankle bracelet. See, and so he ruined it. This guy ruined it for all the other people that might get out and rehabilitate their life. I'm so sick of people.
Nancy Carver says that Harrods has the new fast track pass like Disney does. That's what that is.
They do?
That's what it is. It's the $2,500 you pay to get in to see it.
If I went to Harrods and spent $2,500, I would go give my pass to some little kid on the street that had never been able to go into Harrods. I can't believe these people. They should make this a charitable thing. I'm sick of it.
And then Chrissy Bella says, it took me a bit to get to watch The Crown, but it also encouraged me to learn more about that era, and I've been hooked ever since.
I know. That's back when there were women and ladies and men and sophisticated, and they dressed to the nines every day, and they had their nose up in the air, and they were just fabulous. I wish we were more like that now. Look at me in my ripped jeans. And celebrity news. Felicity did her first community service, according to People.com, and she came out smiling. So she's going to just turn this around. Good for her. Pete Davidson is requiring his fans to sign an NDA before seeing his show.
It's $1 million NDA, too. It's like I was reading that thing the other day. I can't
He needs a new management team. I'm sorry.
He's going to be at the Hard Rock in like 2 weeks.
But as a comedian, people go there, Pete Davidson, to be seen, to post photos, and for outrageous behavior. Yeah. So shutting all that down, what an idiot. Oh, my God. He needs to come to Mama. I'll help him make some decisions.
He's going to be at the Guitar Hotel next couple of weeks.
Hard Rock.
Yeah, at the Hard Rock.
Gabrielle Union was fired from America's Got Talent, and one article said because her hair was too big. I don't know if I believe
Too black.
That. I thought they said too big and too black.
They said her hair and her looks were too black. Is what they were.
They did say too black?
That's what they said.
Oh, I missed that one.
Too black for the audience. That's what they said.
Well, let me tell you, if I were her, I'd sue them because she's a gorgeous girl. super beautiful, sweet as she can be. That Dwayne Wade that she's married to, they are the nicest people. They give to the community. They care about people. He worked his tush off all those years. They don't deserve that.
No.
They should give her her own show. I think they should get her on the Talk or on the View and give her. And
she has her own real successful production company, so she is fabulous. She doesn't need them, but
but they can't do that to people.
And they're really now it's uncovering. Howard Stern spoke out about it after his time on there, and Sharon Osbourne said something yesterday. They said too that the real issue was Simon smokes around everyone, even in the buildings, and it had been reported over and over that he was, smoking cigarettes around everyone, and he wasn't allowed to do that. It was against the law.
And she didn't like it.
And they reported it, and
she
that
took
was
the fall.
And she took
I'm going to tell you now, if someone was smoking with me, I'd report it because I'd be sick. Yeah. RJ and I both cannot tolerate the cigarette smoke. We get sick. Yeah. I don't like him now. I'm mad.
Howard doesn't like Simon at
all. Oh, Howard Stern doesn't like Simon?
No.
I think he's a genius, and I always liked his kind of snarky sense of humor. But you can't do that. I don't like him. I don't like anyone that misuses their power. I really hate people that misuse their power. And that's one of the things I don't like about Trump. The bigger you are, the more successful you are, the higher up you are, the smaller you should act. Yeah. That's just the way it is in life. Okay, Dolly Parton has a special on. Did anybody know about that?
Yeah, she has a new series on Netflix too.
Yeah, but they had a whole special. She had all the country and western singers coming out and celebrating her 50 years at the Grand Ole Opry. I just love her. I've seen her in person. She
also has the #1 dance song right now.
Dolly?
Yes.
Is it the two-step?
It's whatever that song is she has out right now, and one of the big DJs remixed it, and it's #1 right now.
And housewife news. Alexis from Orange County put an Instagram out criticizing her housekeepers that they don't do deep cleaning because she found a pair of socks and a few other things in between the sofas on the couch, and she's got a big backlash going.
Yeah, and she's on Below Deck next week.
She
took the trip, and they say she's out of control on the show.
This is, listen, I'm not judging people for this. It's fine with me. It's not what I can do. I went on Flipping Out because I was legitimately decorating my house, and it's a completely different kind of show. And I was just a sidekick. I wasn't even, I was just like there. But then it turned into a 3-year gig. But it just was evolved. But they called me to do that boat thing. What was that boat thing?
Yeah, they do it often.
They call me for that.
They
I
ask
don't do
us
that.
all the time.
They tried to get me to go to the nightclub that the Orange County girls went to.
They tried to get you to go to Live, which they aired last night.
I wouldn't go to that.
So glad I texted you.
They tried to get me in Beverly Hills to go to this art gallery showing, and I didn't do that. I can't. To me, it's a cringe moment when you're going on all these shows just to stay out there for really, I don't know. For me, it's uncomfortable. I couldn't do it. Now, I know some of the girls would crash any party to be a cameo in the back just to get a little attention. I don't like that.
They show up at the opening of an envelope.
Yeah, and it's embarrassing for me. So I didn't know she's going on that show.
So next week, she's the guest on the show.
Oh, Lord. Yeah. I mean, a lot of them do it. I mean, one of our friends has done a lot of those shows. I'll leave it at that. In Beverly Hills, apparently Mauricio made a settlement against the fraud lawsuit. So obviously it was a civil fraud case where he was being sued for $34 million. It took over a year to settle the suit. Well, he better be glad that damn thing settled because you wouldn't want all that dirty, nasty trash to come out into the public. And then last night on Orange County, the girls were in Miami apparently. Thank God I didn't go. Would I have died? I would have died.
I was dying. I texted you. I was like, are you watching this? This is the one they wanted you to go out.
That was the one.
I mean, Tamara was up drunk on this box. They were flashing her crotch, her panties.
Tamara? What is her husband let her? I can't believe her husband tolerates that.
It got to the point that even Vicky said, the cameras are on, you settle down. So she said
Were they drunk?
Major drunk. I'm surprised there's any tequila left.
It's embarrassing. Oh my God, we're running out of time.
Yeah,
I think we're just going to have to change. Okay, I'm going to go through quick things. A teacher had sex with 2 students. They're sparing her jail time because she was too drunk to remember.
What?
Yeah. Oh my God, just stop. Climate change. It's so hot in Europe that the golfers, for the first time ever, can wear shorts on the golf tour. Because you know how proper they are in England.
Yep.
In Norway, you know what? I'm going to tweet this out. I'm going to tweet this out to Yang. Remember, he thinks everybody should get $1 million? Okay.
$1,000.
$1,000 a month? Okay. So Norway has a $1 trillion set aside in a pension fund to be divided amongst their 5 million citizens as they come of age. I definitely am going to send that to Yang. He should make that part of his
It should be part of his
pitch.
platform.
Yeah, I love them all. I love him. Okay. Now, you know the fake cash they were using in the Hollywood movies?
Yes.
Apparently it's made it to America's
Yeah, it
cash
is.
registers.
can't believe it.
People will do anything. How scared would you be if you were walking around with fake money trying to spend it? I'd have a nervous breakdown.
I'm just surprised how easy it is to come by. You can go on Amazon and order like a whole, like for $5 you can get like $1 million of.
I remember one time RJ went online and ordered a bunch of money from all these different countries just to have it, and it's like $10 you get a suitcase full of, you know, some currency. It was just, he was into it at one time.
Collecting currency.
He goes through phases, the astronaut phase, then there was the
like
fire truck phase, and the train phase, and then the money phase, and then the military war phase, and then, I mean, he's just like that. Okay.
He's looking at you like he's got a phase.
He's in another phase now, the defy mom phase. Let's see, the average shopper spends $472 on Black Friday. I told you that already. There were 300 homicides in Miami in 1979, and in 1981 there were there were 600, and last year there were only 51.
Huh.
That's pretty good. You know why they were
pretty
so
good.
high in the 1979? That was the year, back in the drug days.
Yep.
There was a lot of drugs going on, cocaine, you know, the whole drug scene, nightclub scene. Now it's just the scene. Now it's the skanky scene.
Yes,
So this bear broke into a car in Alaska in a parking lot and
saw
did thousands of dollars worth of damage. Well, there was another car that I saw online where these people, I guess they went out to take pictures or something, and this bear opened the door and got in the car.
Yes.
And then the guy had to open the door and run and
get it
help
out.
the bear finally came out.
Yes.
I mean, maybe they're cold or hungry. They should give them some food. I don't know. Sia was seen at Walmart paying groceries for all the people that went through the lines for 3 days in a row before Thanksgiving.
I know, that was great. She took her wig off, and some
couldn't
people
believe
didn't
it.
know who she was, but
That's
a lot
what-
of people
can you
did,
believe
and that
it?
was great.
The word got out.
Yeah, I saw a lot of the photos went viral
I
and
know.
stuff.
I
so.
thought that was really, that was. I thought that was great. So the koala bears, who are already on the brink, 1,000 of them have died in 2 months by the brush fires. That makes me sick. And that little one that woman rescued died. I couldn't even look at it. A man tried to board a flight, of course, in Florida, with a gun and loaded gun and ammunition. They took him straight to jail.
Yep.
Why would you think you could get on an airplane in today's world with a loaded gun and ammunition?
I don't know.
What did he
I don't
want to
know
be
either.
arrested?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know.
Do you have in your notes the story about how that the Brightline train here, they did a thing, we kill more people per kilometer on that train than any other railroad in the world right now. Ever
do you
since it
mean?
opened 40 some people have already died from that train that the train has hit. They said
Oh, you mean pedestrians and cars?
Not necessarily all in cars. Apparently 70% of the people that have died now from the in this since it opened were suicides, they found out after all. But they're saying that we kill someone every 46,000 kilometers with that train.
No, but
Brightline
they're
train.
not falling getting on the train.
No, it's
one's
people
killing
either trying to
people
beat
inside the train.
No, it's all been the train hitting people. But what a bunch of idiots. I mean, Florida.
Florida, DUH. There was a cat missing for 5 years in Oregon. He came from Oregon. They found him over 1,300 miles away in Mexico after 5 years. Oh, and you cry. That's upsetting about that train. Did you see someone kill themselves the other day?
Yeah.
Somebody knew him. They were posting a lot
was
about it.
two
He
last
jumped in
week.
front of it. Oh my God. There's superbugs responsible for 35,000 deaths a year and 3 million illnesses, according to NBC News. Have you heard about the superbugs?
Yes.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
they're resistant to antibiotics
Well, how do you find
and everything.
them? How do you not get them? How do we stay away from them? I don't know. It's too much. Then Thor the Bulldog won out of 2,000 dogs and 193 breeds. He won the best show. I have to tell you, I don't think bulldogs are the prettiest dogs I've ever seen.
He was the cutest I've ever seen. And I picked him out of the whole bunch right off the top. I said, that dog is going to win it. And he did.
I just don't think I think they're cute, but I don't think they're pretty.
But that dog was like a combination of everything. It was like the way he was built and his muscular, the way, and his coat, the pattern on it was. He was beautiful.
I saw a picture of him. He's cute. Just generally speaking, they have that flat face and they slobber a lot. They're not my favorite. I love every dog. I will take in any stray that I have. When we were in with the Smiths in one of those islands somewhere, a car hit the side of a dog, and I grabbed that dog and took it to the vet and gave the vet money and said, please take care of it. I mean, I am somebody that will take any dog in. It's just, that's just not my thing. If I was going to, there were 10 dogs to adopt and I could only have 5, I wouldn't put that one in. But they're slobbery, but they're cute. Yeah. You know who has bulldogs is Marv Albert and his wife. They love bulldogs. They've always had bulldogs. So some armed attackers killed the Ebola responders in Congo. Why in the hell? You're in Congo, you've got these people responding, trying to solve the problem, and you go and attack and kill the people trying to stop the Ebola? You're killing people that could be stopping a disease that you could be catching. What is that about?
It's horrible.
And why is the world so quiet about it? There's an Ebola breakout in the Congo. Shouldn't we be talking about that? It's one thing the Clintons did. They single-handedly stopped the spread of AIDS in Africa, the Clinton Foundation. Got to give people credit where it's due. Did you know the Miami Design District is one of the very few malls and Bal Harbour that are actually expanding? Almost all malls are shutting down or getting smaller or struggling, and the Design District and Bal Harbour, they're expanding. What does that tell you about Miami? People who love to shop. Well, let's see. I think we're just going to have to move on. We're running out of time here. Is there anything I just can't go without telling you? All this I'll tell you next time. Okay, let's talk about really quick politics for the next 3 or 4 minutes. I want to tell you who's still in the race. All right, Michael Bennett's in the race. He didn't make the debate. Joe Biden is in the race. He will make the debate. Michael Bloomberg won't make the debate because he's not taking donations, and you have to have so many donators. Cory Booker did not make this debate for December. Pete Buttigieg is in the debate. Julian Castro did not make the debate. John Delaney did not make the debate. Tulsi Gabbard, thank God, did not make the debate. She's the only one I don't like out of all of them. Amy Klobuchar made the debate. I don't know if she made the debate. I think she made the debate. I don't know. I'm not sure about her. Deval Patrick did not make the debate. Bernie Sanders made the debate. Tom Steyer made the debate. Elizabeth Warren made the debate. Marianne Williamson didn't make the debate.
There's 6.
She will be singing Kumbaya in the corner, smoking and thinking about it, praying for all of us. And Yang, I don't know if Yang made the debate. There are 6 people, but I don't think Yang made the debate because apparently they're all white. And people are complaining.
Yeah, they were talking because after
Kamala dropped out. But you know what? Let me tell you something. Kamala made a lot of mistakes in her campaign. Yeah. So you can't blame people, number one. Number two, you can't vote for somebody just because they're black, and you can't not vote for them because they're black. So I'm sick of hearing about it because she was black. That's not why she didn't get there.
She was only polling 8%. I heard this
4%.
morning. Was it? Oh, 4?
Maybe it's gone up, but at the most it was 8 at one
single
time.
Digit.
It started up and then she's been dropping. She's made had a lot of problems. Now my goal for her, and I've always liked her, is that she becomes the next attorney general and cleans up the Trump mess and locks them all up and puts them in jail. But you can't blame people that there are 6 white people on the stage. The playing field is level. Everybody has the same thing. The only 2 exceptions are Steyer and Bloomberg, who are spending their own money to get in. But listen, don't you guys all remember when Donald Trump was spending all his own money, which he was, and that was all one big lie? Everyone thought it was fine. Yeah. So what's this double standard about? I don't understand. But there will be 6 debates. It's in December 19th or 18th in L.A. Julie and Brandy wanted me to get tickets for them to go. I forgot to do that. I got to reach out. I don't know if I can. Who am I? I don't have any power. Listen. Let's see before I do this before I go back to the politics. Listen to what our customers are saying about Leah Black Beauty Skincare. Oh, I just love this testimonial. Oh, you didn't put the name on here. Oh, yeah, Donna Siaka. CIA and CIO. Thank you for creating a product that makes a big difference with aging skin. I've had skin allergies throughout my entire life, which took a big toll with the skin on my face. Your products have been the first products that I have been able to use without irritation. The difference is amazing. Every day my face looks brighter, moist and less defined lines. I am most grateful for you and your products. Sincerely, Donna, CIA and CIO. We are very grateful for you. Thank you. This is why I haven't taken off the podcast discount, the promo code podcast to get the 50% off the CBD products and the mask, is because of these customers. I don't want to make them pay regular retail price because they're just so loyal and they're so committed, and they're sending us such nice reviews.
And a lot of the testimonials coming in, they're thanking you for making like a luxury premium line that's affordable for a lot of them, because a lot of them have said, you know, they couldn't afford it if they didn't have that.
I want to do it as much as, listen, the more volume we do, the better chance we have of being able to keep it down, because the prices go down as we formulate more. Leah's life lessons for this week: listen to others' life story, but always create your own. Well, you know, most people don't even listen to other people's life stories unless it's filled with gossip and turmoil and negativity. We're going to wrap up in 2 minutes. Should we wrap up now, or should we go another minute?
We're at an hour, but it's up to you.
Well,
we've already gone over.
We've already gone over? So the GOP members want to step out against Trump, according to a major GOP member, but they're afraid to because of their base, and they don't want him to beat him up on Twitter. Well, you fucking cowards. 10 cities are waiting for Trump to pay them $841,000 in money that he did for his rallies, and he owes $841,000 to 10 different cities. That's an average of $84,000 per city, because he thinks he shouldn't have to pay his bills. If you live in Dallas, Texas, and he owes $84,000, that's money that could go to a school district or school lunches. They're taking away school lunches. They're wanting to take away all these school lunches now. Just his rallies would pay for the school lunches, not to mention his $110 million golf bill. Oh my God. I'm reading that book, Anonymous. If you haven't read that book, Anonymous, you've got to read it. Now, this is what I'm reading. A lot of people said, I don't want to read anything by someone anonymous. Well, I had an open mind, so I read it. I'm down to the very end of it now. The person that wrote the book, man or woman, says that they didn't put their name on it because they didn't want to be the messenger. They didn't want the attacks to come to them. They didn't want to take away from the content of the book and make it all about them. But that once people have had time to read the book, so that it's not all about them, and that the attacks don't come to them, and everyone's not killing the messenger, and people have actually seen and read the content of the book, that the person's planning to come public, number one. Number two, the person never plans to make a dime off the book. They're giving the money that comes into the book and anything related to the money that comes into the book to organizations that promote free press and so things like that. So get the book. It's called Anonymous. It's really good. And you probably get it on Kindle as well.
Abel says, Leah, just run for president.
I would run, but I couldn't be elected. So listen to what ICE did. If you think they can't get any crueler, they set up, they set up a fake university, according to the Washington Post, and got 250 kids who were struggling and dying to get ahead in life and want to study and want to get their lives together to come over and enroll to go to college or school or whatever, university. And then they arrested them, 250 of them. Bait and switch. How tacky and how mean is that? Stephen Miller. Oh, he's horrible. They've had over 100 people demanding from Congress that he resign or is fired. He's a white supremacist. He's just propagating horrible racist slurs, racist everything. Trump's former campaign manager, I didn't write his name down, was just convicted for child sex trafficking.
Oh my gosh.
He got 20 years in jail. I think it's a qualification.
You have to have done something.
To be with Trump, I think you have to be corrupt. I just can't believe it. Now, Trump and the Justice Department tried to add back the executions that have been rejected by the courts. In other words, they want the death penalty back. And the courts rejected it. They have just said no. The appellate courts rejected it. I mean, that's just cruel. And listen, a lot of people may deserve the death penalty, but who are we to decide which ones they are? Because the evidence is not always correct. How many times have they found DNA later and said someone's in jail for 30 years and should never been in jail in the first place? By the way, it's cheaper to keep them locked up in solitary confinement than go through the whole court system after case after case after case with them fighting the death penalty. Free Melania book coming out. This is hilarious. So the woman who wrote the Free Melania book says that she was an illegal immigrant that overstayed her modeling visa. She lied that she had an Einstein visa and that she lied that she ever went to college. Then she brought her family here with chain migration. Oh my God. 15 of Trump's businesses have gone bankrupt. Trump Airlines, Trump Ice, Trump Games, Trump Steaks, Trump Fire, Trump Power, Trump America, Trump Pale Ale, that's like a liquor thing.
Yeah, it was
Trump
like a
multiple
Trump steaks
casinos.
and all that crap.
Yeah, Trump multiple casinos, Trump Magazine, Trump Mortgage, Trump University, Trump Vodka.
Trump water, Trump steaks.
There's
There
more.
was everything.
Yeah, I mean, this was just the 15 that I wrote down. Oh my God. Then Lisa Page finally speaks out. Now, she was the former lawyer that worked for the FBI that had the affair with Peter Strzok. And in their notes back and forth in text messages, they were investigating the Russia thing. And they determined what he was doing with Russia and collaborating with Russia and interfering with the election. And so she texts Peter Strzok and says, you know, he'll know there's no way that he'll be elected president, meaning, you know, something to that effect, because of all the stuff that he had done. And Peter Strzok comes back and says, absolutely, there's no way he'll ever be president. Well, Trump's just taken that to be a dark, deep state, and trying to keep him from winning the presidency. Well, she just kept her mouth shut, and she admits she was wrong for having the affair. But how many people, I mean, if you fired everybody that have an affair, you probably wouldn't have any employees. I mean, I have to start with firing these two. So, anyway.
I haven't had an affair. What are you talking about?
So anyway, so now she's kept her mouth shut.
I get sex about as often as a Democrat gets in office.
This is a sad state of affairs. So she kept her mouth shut until Trump went out on the rally and did a fake orgasm, making fun of her. Oh,
yeah, I remember.
Peter.
It was horrible.
And he was doing a live fake orgasm between her and Peter on the at a rally. Now, these Christians are still thinking he's great and God's going to save him.
Still backing him up.
They're still backing him up. She finally said she just had enough, and she came out and did an interview with Molly, whatever her name is. And the interview was very good. I read it. I think I read it in Vanity Fair. But anyway, I don't know where I read it. But it was. You need to look it up if you want to see the Lisa Page interview. It was really good. But the fake orgasm just put her over the top. She's like, I'm married with 2 children. I'm not going to have him continuing to do that and not stand up for myself. So good for her. So Time Magazine. Donald Trump finally gets the magazine that he's been wanting for his whole life, the cover of Time Magazine. And guess what the cover says? Time for him to go.
Time to go.
Yeah. The former president, who's Bland, who's on the board of Burisma, the one that they're making the big fuss about, Joe Biden's son Hunter, says that Joe Biden's son Hunter never did anything wrong and never used his father's name to advance his career on the board. So there's that. Okay, let's wrap it up. Well, I could talk about the impeachment, but you know what? Watch it. It's all on today. But I do want to point out that Trump won't release any documents that he's required to release to Congress, just like his tax returns that he's required to release to
he lost that yesterday.
Congress. He lost it, but now he's going to fight it to the Supreme Court. And we're going to find out if these 2 judges he appointed are going to stick to the law or if they're going to politicize the court. He won't let anybody testify, but then they're screaming that they didn't get their story out. Well, they don't have a story to get out because all the facts are just so overwhelming one-sided. And then, by the way, he says they didn't have a fair game. They had the same amount of Republicans as the Democrats. They had the same amount of time that the Democrats. They had the same amount of questioning of the Democrats. They had the same amount of lawyers as the Democrats. The fact that they decided not to put up any witnesses, including Giuliani and McKay, all of them, the lawyer, the chief of staff, all of them, that was their choice. They didn't put them up because they knew they were going to either perjure themselves or incriminate Trump. So you don't get to yell and scream about we didn't get our say when you won't let anybody talk. So that's going on. And just remember that he first asked Russia, then he threatened Ukraine with holding back money, basically bribing and extorting them. And he also asked China. Now, according to the documents that were released yesterday, he's asked other foreign governments to help him get elected. So he tweets out now, yesterday, that he had a great meeting with Erdogan, but not so much with the other French and English meetings.
Yeah.
So what he's saying is, if I get with these corrupt people, Erdogan and the corrupt groups, then they'll help me get elected again.
Yep.
And he's dying to be one of those dictators. So that's what's going on there. But you should listen for sure to the hearings today, because they're really going to be good. So anyway, read that book, Anonymous. I will see you next week, and then I'm going to take a little time off for the holidays. And I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say. Send us your questions, send us your comments, send us your, your testimonials. Go to leahblack.com. Don't forget our holiday specials. Don't forget we held over the handbag specials, but giving those so cheap. But one of the reasons I don't mind doing that, because you get so many compliments on the bags, and then you'll say, oh, it's a Leah Black bag, and then they'll go to my website. So I'm going to get customers. Basically, I'm using you for free advertisement for a very cheap price. All right, so it's a quid pro quo. You get my bags cheap, and I get to use you for advertisers. All right, so I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Hang in. Have a good week. Bye, everybody.